Hi, my name is Mike Kirkpatrick, and I'm a principal consultant at Heller Consulting. We are a nonprofit technology strategy and implementation firm serving organizations across North America. Today I'm going to show you how to build a dynamic segment in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Marketing as part of the broader Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit. Marketing has a lot to do with delivering the right message at the right time to the right audience. Today we're going to talk about segments, which get to the heart of targeting the right audience with your communications. The beauty of using Dynamics 365 Marketing as part of the broader Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit is that you'll have direct access to all of the contact attributes from Fundraising and Engagement, your fundraising CRM, in addition to the behavioral and engagement data points from Marketing. Since both applications share a Dataverse, which is your main database in Dynamics, there's no need for complex integrations or field mapping. Segments are used to define groups of supporters who share something in common. You'll use segments to target your marketing initiatives, such as email campaigns or marketing journeys. There are two basic types of segments in Dynamics Marketing: static and dynamic. Static segments are created by identifying specific contacts that you want to group together into an audience. An example could be your list of participants from a fundraising event held last year. Dynamic segments are created by defining a set of rules and conditions, and are called dynamic segments because membership in these groups constantly changes based on information in your database. An example of a dynamic segment could be donors from New York who have donated in the past 30 days. Now that we have an understanding of what segments are, what they're used for, and the two main types, let's look at how easy it is to create them and just how powerful they can be. To work with segments, we're going to want to be in the outbound marketing area of Dynamics Marketing. On the left-hand side, you'll find segments located under the Contact section. When we access segments, we're seeing the default view of segments. In this case, we're showing all of the segments that come out of the box with constituent marketing journeys, which is a piece of Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofits, aimed at providing pre-built segments, journeys, and templates to get you started with common nonprofit applications. Today we're going to build a new segment. We're going to do that by going to the New button and choosing New Dynamic Segment. The first thing that you'll see is the option to use a template to get started. There's many choices to choose from, such as a basic profile segment, which will select contacts based on various contact attributes. You can use a basic interaction segment, which would be contacts who clicked on things like a marketing email. There's birthday segments and many other choices to choose from. We're going to use a basic profile segment today. When we clicked on the basic profile segment, we're taken to the segment builder screen. So what we're going to do in today's example is play the role of a major gift fundraiser. And we've got an event coming up in Seattle that we'd like to invite some employees of a company called Contoso.com to. So we're going to try and identify those contacts in our database based on their email address. So we're looking for anybody who's an active contact who lives in Seattle and who has an email address ending in @contoso.com. So our first step is to name the segment. So we're going to go with something very descriptive: active Contoso employees from Seattle. Now if you look below that, we have our rule builder. And there are two ways to build the rules. One, and this is my favorite part, you can use natural language phrases and let Microsoft's AI take over from there without having to understand the table structure of your database. Since we identified a basic profile segment, we're going to see that the contact record is what we're going to be working with. And below that, we have attributes that we can draw from basically any field that is on the contact record. So something like city might help us identify those living in Seattle. And this is the beauty of using Microsoft Dynamics Marketing, is that you have full access to the CRM database in any field that's in there, which you can use for segmentation. So I'm going to use that natural language approach, and we're going to put in a phrase, contacts who live in Seattle with an @contoso.com email address that are active. You can see below that we now have three fields that are part of that natural language phrase that we identified above. The first is status reason set to active, so that sounds like a fit. Address city is Seattle, that's right again. Now this last one, email is @contoso.com. That's close, but not quite right. we're going to change the operator in this case to look for those that end with @contoso.com. At this point, we can estimate how many matches we have in the database by going down to the bottom right, clicking on Estimate Size, and you'll see that there's an estimated 4 contacts who match that criteria. Now we could stop at this point. We've met the criteria that we set out to define, but I just wanted to show you quickly how powerful Segment Builder can be by adding additional query blocks to this query. So one thing you can do is you can add a second query block and define another set of criteria that can be paired with your first set using and/or logic, and also an exclusion logic if you wanted to use this second query as a way to filter out some of the people in the first set. So that's one type of block you can add. And you can keep adding more and more of these blocks to make a more complex segment. You can also add a behavior block. These are super powerful because you have the option to tap into some of the engagement metrics that your contacts have with your marketing efforts. So emails, opens, clicks, things like that. You've got form submissions, marketing list subscriptions, survey responses, website activity. So you could take those contacts from Seattle who work at Contoso, and if they visited a particular page on your website, you might want to create a really unique segment around that. So we're going to stop here with this segment. We're going to go up to the Members tab and see if we can see who those people are. You'll note that there's nobody showing at this point. We don't see those 4 members. What we have to actually do is take the segment and publish it live, and that will make it available to journeys and email efforts. Now the system, when it goes into a publishing state, is going to check for errors first, and if there are no problems, then it will go ahead and make your segment live. Typically, you won't see the members right away, but with a smaller estimated size, such as 4, if we refresh this a couple of times, it's quite likely that we will see that list of 4 people pretty quickly. And there we go. We've got 4 members. They all have a contoso.com email address. And if I were to open up Corey and have a look at his record, I'm sure we can confirm that he in fact lives in Seattle. And there you have it. So our parameters that we've defined, those rules and conditions of the dynamic segment, have successfully identified the 4 contacts in our database who live in Seattle and work at contoso.com. That's it. We've built a dynamic segment. If we felt that this segment might be a good starting point for more complex segments, we could save it as a template for future use. You can see that option here under the Save area. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at Dynamics marketing segments. Watch for other short videos like this to learn more about what Dynamics 365 Marketing and the Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit can do to help your nonprofit organization. If you're looking for a partner to help you implement Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit, Heller Consulting would love to be considered. We offer momentum packages that help get you up and running quickly in key areas of Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit. We also offer custom implementations. To learn more, visit our website at teamheller.com.